Well, how you do, Buckers? How the heck are you? So I did rocks, or didn't eat, and I said, well, I better do some rocks. So there we go. Did a video much earlier today where I had some Bushmills with some mint. And I think I want to try that with this, but I want to do just neat and just rocks, and then we may go crazy later, man. We'll go insane, man. Just try and stop me. Anyway, I am the Whiskey Whisperer. I'm the Rum Whisperer now, actually. That was interesting. When I had some of this neat, I was getting a lot of sherry-like notes. I was getting fruit notes that I didn't necessarily expect to get. Getting some dark plum. I was getting some cherry. And then now I got it on the rocks. I'm not feeling the fruit notes as much. I'm feeling some honey-like notes, actually, to be honest with you. Oh. It's sweeter. This cold with a little bit of meltage, the sugars really come to the forefront. That sugar cane, if you will. It is rum, after all. But yeah, it kind of feels like honey, to be honest with you. Oh, not bad, not bad. To be honest with you, though, and not surprisingly, that it has more dimension neat. Although it is still very drinkable on the rocks. Would you want a cocktail whiskey like this or highball it? I mean, at full price, probably not, to be honest with you. But this was only $15 clearanced out, so at $15, hell, do whatever you want. Hell, if you pay, hell, you know what? I've had this discussion with so many folks. Even if you pay $50 for it, which you probably shouldn't, it should be about $25 a bottle, but drink it any way you want. I mean, if that's what you want to do, I mean, but don't be surprised if other people tell you you're stupid. Because some people are on a budget. There's no way in hell I'm going to put soda pop in a $25 bottle of whiskey. But for some people, $25 is nothing. So it depends on your upbringing, I suppose. But I think the larger point I'm trying to make is I think this is a very nice rum. So I don't know that I think if you're cocktailing it, yeah, it's okay. I think if you're going to put in a highball, if you're going to mix it with soda pop, I think you're doing it a disservice. I think you might as well be drinking regular, whatever, some other, macro named rum that I don't want to mention the name, or just the regular version of this, to be honest with you. Because if you're paying extra for this and you're not drinking it neat or drinking it on the rocks, I think you're wasting it, in my opinion. And you want to put some club soda in, I'll go along with that. If you want to make a version of a Manhattan out of it, okay, I can see that, because this has some flavors, I think, that would work nicely in the Manhattan. But yeah, I mean, I would never use a rum of this caliber to put Coke in. I think you're doing a disservice to the rum. Or even 7-Up, to be honest with you. Club soda, though, it's okay. Sometimes people just want carbonation. All right, do your thing. Then again, if you paid for it, do it any way you want. But if you're using somebody else's product, you need to be respectful. Drink it the way it should be drank, or drink something else. If you're asking somebody for their product and then drinking it in a disrespectful manner, you're just being an ass, in my opinion. Anyway, I digress. In the evening, Led Zeppelin from In Through the Outdoors on my station, and I'll be really freaking honest with you. I hate the tune. I don't like the album, and quite frankly, I think Led Zeppelin was a very overrated band from the 70s, as unpopular as that is to say. So I'm not afraid of stirred up controversy, as some people like to point out. I don't go along with the flow, man. I am certainly not afraid to stir shit up. I don't like the tune. I think it was a bad album. It's a bad song. But I'm going to let it play because the station plays such a mix that I'll see where they're going next. My son Seamus was not a fan of Robert Plant. He really wasn't. He has certain bands that he really liked. He wasn't a fan of that, man. He just wasn't. Although he liked most classic rock bands. But I love listening to music through his eyes and ears, if you will. You know, the way because he would point out things that, you know, for myself growing up out there or growing up in that generation, I saw it differently. But listening to him speak about it, I thought, oh, you know what? That makes sense. I would have never thought about it that way. So, anyways, I guess my point is to y'all out there, listen to your kids. Sometimes they know what they're talking about. The funny thing is that his introduction, even though his dad listened to a lot of classic rock, he really started enjoying a lot of bands, not through what I listened to, through video games. You know, Guitar Hero played a lot of stuff. He started listening to a lot of, bands because of these video games. The New York Dolls, one of them. Yeah, I mean, I didn't listen to really the New York Dolls at the time. But when he brought it up, you know, I listened to the song. So we went out to a local record store and bought a CD and listened to it. Okay, all right. So I started seeing things a little bit different because of him. There you go. Bottom line for me, at $25, I'm probably not buying this. It's really not for me. But I find it easy to drink. I find it easy to drink neat. I find it easy to drink on the rocks. It will cocktail nice. So there you go. I am Tom tonight. I'm the Rum Whisperer and all around a good guy. I'm going to skip everything, go right to the end. Y'all have a good one.